Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your December the 28th spiritual principle day in a meditation. I hope that you're having a beautiful morning. I am excited about spending this time with you. Okay, let's get into our meditation. Hopefully, you can see that. December the 28th, entitled Grace in Our Treatment of Others. Sounds like a beautiful topic. Okay, I don't know what happened. It reads, Anonymity opens us to grace. Guiding Principles, Tradition 12, Opening Reflection. Within the rooms of NA, anonymity provides an important bridge to gracious behavior. Anonymity allows us to see each other as equals and to identify our common bond. It stands in contrast to any prejudice or old belief that might interfere with practicing grace. When we view our fellow members as peers, no better or worse than ourselves, grace helps us extend equal access to recovery. By setting aside the things that separate us, we can allow grace to shape our actions. We are free to look past our judgments of ourselves and others as anonymous addicts. The same holds true outside of the rooms of NA. We can practice grace whether in line at the market, on the job, or in passing. We accept that others face difficulties, just as we do. And many go through life without an opportunity to learn to live by spiritual principles. We assume that others are doing their best, even when their best is sometimes terrible. As we integrate spiritual principles in all of our affairs, it's easier to be gracious. We show up at work and do the right thing, regardless of who else may be having a bad day. We allow family members the space to be who they are. Having rejoined humankind, we recognize what grace brings to our humanity. We're inspired to be gracious in our words and actions. When we invite grace to guide our actions, we're inspired to treat others with decency and respect. I will practice grace by treating others with kindness and respect, just as I would like to be treated. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. This is a beautiful topic, grace in our treatment of others. Because I am a person, right, that I expect to be treated graciously. I expect that when I'm interacting with people, and sometimes this is an unrealistic expectation, but I also think that this is a human to human expectation, just like agape love, right? I think agape grace, right? If I could just coin a term, agape grace, right? Grace for humanity, right? I believe that people should be gracious towards others. However, the reality is that we often are not. We often are very intolerant with one another. We're intolerant with people that we encounter in the community. I don't know about you, but there have been times where I was out and about doing something, and in that exact moment, I was probably the worst Mighty stream attitude wise that I could ever have been, right? Usually it comes with people that are supposed to be serving the public and they're being very nasty to other people. And I've witnessed it, then it was my turn, and I just was not going to tolerate it, right? And so I can come for somebody really, really quick. And there have been times, not very many, but there have been times when I then encounter someone that witnessed my behavior, either directly with me interacting with them or someone that was, in the vicinity. And then they will say, "Oh, yeah, you're that lady. You were going off on that cash. I remember seeing you." Or, "I remember you. You came through my line." And my mind would go like, "Oh, man, I dropped the ball and I dropped it. I dropped it hard." See, because see, a lot of times I'm not even thinking I'm picking and choosing who I'm gracious with or who I have grace with. Either I apply it or I don't. It seems like something is in my spirit that is saying in this moment, this person needs to get it, and you are the one that is going to give it to them. And now, come on, I know everyone listening should be able to relate to that. That means that I still have some work to do. I'm not claiming it for you, right? I'm not getting ready to say you have some work to do, because right now I'm going to use my own experience, strength, and hope in this particular podcast. I still have some room to grow in this area of practicing grace by treating others with kindness and respect, just as I would like to be treated. I don't always do it. And I justify it, I rationalize it with they deserved it. They shouldn't have treated that person in front of me like that. They deserved it, right? They shouldn't have pulled out in front of that old lady like that. They deserved it. They got what they were looking for, and they ran into the right one. They ran into Mighty Stream today, and they got that flow, right? No. The real test of me having grace is a part of my new personality, a part of me being restored to sanity. The real test of it is when I can use it with people that technically don't even come close to deserving it based on how they're treating other people and based on what I think. See? I think we talked about this before. Instead of calling it agape grace, maybe we can call it unconditional grace, right? And so that's the real test for me. That's the real test that Mighty Stream has to think about. Can you apply that with that person that is acting so belligerent and nasty, and you think somebody has to check them? Can you apply grace with them? It seems like you're having a bad day. I'm going to say the serenity prayer before you check me out. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Here's my order. I hope that didn't bother you, but here, right? To allow them to understand. Maybe that's a stretch, but to allow them to understand, hey, it looked like you're having a bad day. Just say the serenity prayer. That's probably better, right? Just say the serenity prayer, and I guarantee you, if you apply it, the rest of your day is going to go wonderful. That would probably suit me better. I don't know what suits you. You need to think about it, though, because we all have people in our lives outside of NA, outside of our network, that we have to interact. We all do. We all do. And we all have room to improve in our grace application into how we treat other individuals. Today, can you promise me that you'll do that? That you'll be mindful. Be mindful when you drop the ball, but be more mindful about when you pick the ball up and apply it. right? We don't want to focus too much on the negativity because we know we all have done it. But let's focus on the beauty in it and how we can intentionally apply grace unconditionally. That would be my closing word for you, right? Unconditionally apply grace intentionally. Focus on that today. I want December 28th to be the most beautiful December 28th you've ever lived. I want you to remember that you are in the flow, right, of Mighty Stream, and you are going to go out there and do mighty things. You are going to do it. I believe in you, and I know that you can. My name is Mighty Stream, and I will be talking to you tomorrow.